Hello, welcome to my little art studio where I work full-time as an illustrator and content creator. Yesterday I took a look at all of my numbers from last month to see how things are going in my art business, and I want to share those insights with you in case you find them helpful. But rather than look at the spreadsheet, let's make some art because I have some bug character ideas that have been floating in my head so we can draw while we chat. I don't know about you, but it feels to me like things are changing a lot online at the moment, and everything has gotten extra weird this year, and that is having an impact on my business, and I'm sure everyone else's as well. So I'll dive into that in a minute, but I'd also love to hear your perspective about whether you also think the online landscape is more weird than normal at the moment, and is that just because of AI or is it something else? So let me know in the comments what you think. I have 6 main income categories split between art-related income and more content-related income. Let's go through each of my income streams as an artist and content creator, and we can see where they're at. So my illustration income is broken down into 3 main sources: professional illustration work, memberships, and my online shop. From my professional illustration work, I earned a flat $2,000 in July from illustrating picture books. The payment for books is split into a few invoices as the project progresses, so this is a part payment for a book that I'm working on. I've got lots of picture books lined up, so this is an income stream that's doing well for me in 2026, and so far hasn't been impacted by AI. From memberships, I earned $2,294, which is actually the lowest earning month I've had on Patreon in about 4 years. And this is not the only downward trend that I'm seeing in my data. I've been seeing a lot of changes over the past year. I'm not entirely sure if it's my particular content not being engaging enough that's leading to my lowest membership in years, if it's that I'm not marketing it enough, if it's from customers having subscription fatigue and growing competition in the membership space, or if it's purely a broader economic issue because times are tough economically right now. But this is usually my most reliable income stream, and it has been declining pretty much all year. Realistically, it's probably a mix of a few different reasons. I don't think I do enough marketing, but I've always felt like that, and I don't think it's the only reason. I did look into the public data of other creators on Patreon, and a lot of people seem to have also had a big downturn in memberships over the past 6 months, so it might just be a broad trend and possibly a temporary one. So for now, I'm not worried. I still love sharing art goodies on Patreon, and it doesn't impact how much I enjoy my art community, and things usually pick up at the end of the year. I think if this trend continues for a few more months into what is usually a higher membership time of year, then I'll start considering how I'm going to address it. For now, I think the best thing I can do is to make the best content I can for my Patreon community and try to talk about it more to introduce it to new people. I'd be curious to know if you have any thoughts as to what might be the reason for this steady decline. My gut says that it's because times are tough economically, and a subscription to my art Patreon is going to be a pretty low priority for most people, but I also don't want to be naive in thinking that I'm not the problem because it's possible that I am. Now moving on with the income data, from my online shop I earned $812, which is also lower than the recent average. I sell digital products in my Etsy shop, and I used to earn a lot more each month, but my traffic to my shop was a lot higher then as well, so fewer visits mean fewer sales. But also my conversion rate is down a little bit, so that means of the people who visit my shop, a lower percentage are choosing to purchase. Now, I haven't released a new product in a while, and that probably doesn't help. And my bestseller is my digital art brushes, and since Procreate integrated Kyle's brushes in their latest update, I've definitely noticed a downturn in sales, and that's natural because Procreate artists don't need as many new brushes now, and a lot of my audience use Procreate. I do also have lots of other art resources that I'm really proud of in my Etsy shop, like color palettes, artist planners, and drawing ideas that I definitely don't share enough. So I could probably do a better job of marketing those in the coming months. As well though, I was browsing Etsy the other day and there are so many AI generated products and listing photos on there now, which means more competition, but also made me not want to shop on Etsy because it's so hard to find things that are made by humans, which is kind of supposed to be the whole point of the platform. I'd quite like to change platforms, but Etsy handles all of the international sales tax, which saves me a big accounting headache, so I need to find a good alternative for that before I can move. So in July, I earned a total of 5,106 Australian dollars from my art-related income, which is less than recent averages, but pretty much the same as last month actually, and still a comfortable amount to live on in my circumstances. Now let's see how much I earned from content-related income in July, which I like to keep separate from art income, and that's broken down into 3 main sources: YouTube AdSense, sponsorships, and online classes. In July, I earned $194 from YouTube AdSense. I don't run a lot of ads and my videos aren't very long, so this is never a major income category for my business, but this is low even for me. YouTube is another place that feels like it's changed a lot in the last year or so. I thought my views were lower because I took about 6 months off from making videos last year, so I was naturally expecting lower views and for it to take a while to build my audience back up. But I've noticed a lot of big channels making the same content they always have, but getting a tiny amount of views compared to what they were. And this isn't just 1 or 2 creators, I've noticed it with a lot of creators who are making great content and just not getting close to the same views anymore, especially in the education space. Is it just that viewing habits have changed? Do we get tired of the creators we watch? Is it because there's so much AI content hidden now? It seems quite clear that the YouTube algorithm has changed a lot because I certainly don't get recommended any content from the creators that I follow unless I have very recently watched one of their videos. So I'm not really sure what the reason is for lower YouTube views and lower AdSense. I'm certainly still very happy with the lovely community of regular viewers we have here on this channel, and I'm not wishing I had more views. But from a purely financial business point of view, fewer YouTube views is very likely linked to fewer sales across my other income streams because it's a place where I introduce people to my Patreon community and my digital products too. I love this channel and I'm really happy with the videos that I share and the lovely chats that I get to have with you in the comments. My second content income stream is from sponsorships and affiliates. I earned $5,907 in July, which was definitely a big month for me. A few partnerships for artist tools just kind of aligned at the same time, so this is well above average and helped boost my overall income for the month. And this might actually be an income stream that is less affected by AI because some brands will want to only align with authentic human creators, and that might become more valuable in the foreseeable future. I know that sponsorships is an income stream that not every artist likes to engage with, but for me it's a really powerful way to stabilize my income on lower months by getting paid to share brands that I like and trust. It's not as consistent as other income streams, but it can pay really well, and it gives me peace of mind as an art girl who just recently bought her first home. Now my third content income stream is online classes. I earned $363, which is low again, and will be low for a while because Skillshare has recently made changes to their payment system, and that's usually where most of my class payments come from. I think the general online education space is definitely going through a shift, since people can just ask ChatGPT how to do something now, and there's more competition than there used to be. So every income stream was lower than average except for sponsorships this month, which has helped boost everything, and that's why I like to be diversified as an artist, because multiple income streams help balance each other out. Thanks largely to sponsorships, my content earned a total of $6,464 in July, which was the first month this year that it exceeded my art-related income. I'd love to hear your perspective in the comments if you've noticed changes online this year, whether you're a self-employed creator yourself, or just noticing changes in the content you're seeing, because it feels to me like there's been a big shift lately. Now, to see my total profit for the month, I tracked a few expenses that are required to run my art business. In July, I spent a total of $478 on expenses, including accounting fees, some subscriptions like my website and Adobe programs, and also some art supplies like canvases and paints that I bought. That brings my profit for the month of July to $11,092 Australian dollars, which is actually my highest profit month all year. So even with the downward trends across some of my platforms, overall things are still going well. As always, that figure is before I pay tax, and some of that gets paid to my partner Dan, who edits my videos. He also made this spreadsheet for me that I use to track everything, and made it into a template that I can share with you guys so that you can use it for your own art business. So I've popped it onto my lovely Patreon community if you'd like to have it for yourself, and you can find the link for it in the description. So with all that being said, what could I do this month to improve my financial stability as a self-employed artist? And this is something that I ask myself a lot. So I could try to market my Patreon and digital products more effectively and experiment with what forms of marketing work best for me at the moment, because social media feels like it's changing and YouTube feels like it's changing as well. So I might need to explore my marketing options a bit more. Adapting is a normal part of being a small business, and especially as a small business online, because I don't own any of these platforms that I'm using for marketing and sales. They're all just tools that I use. I do want to be aware, especially with my marketing, of not just doing more of everything all the time, because that's an easy trap to fall into and will lead to me burning out. So I want to be selective about what I spend my creative energy on. I don't exactly have an answer right now, but it's definitely something to explore this month. Something that I do have locked in to work on this month is to finally build my art licensing portfolio, which has the potential to open up a new income stream. I'm aware that this might not be the best time to get into art licensing with so much competition and a lot of AI generated images available, but I do believe that some brands will only work with human artists, and there's never a perfect time to do things, so I might as well give it a go since I'm excited about it anyway. So I'm working on that over this next week, and I'll share that process with you in the next video. I could also reach out for more sponsorship opportunities because that's a good way to bolster my income on slower months like this month, and that's important for financial stability. And I just bought a house this year, so that stability means more to me now than ever. I should probably emphasize here that any downward trends that I'm talking about in my business or changes to the internet from this year are not necessarily reasons to stop what I'm doing or change everything or panic. This video is just an observation, not a negative forecast, and it's an opportunity for me to look for ways that I can improve my stability as an art business. So if you have any plans for how you're adapting in 2026, I'd love to hear them, whether that's your personal viewing habits on the internet changing or your small business strategy changing. I think we'd all find it really valuable to hear your insights in the comments. Personally, I have an on and off relationship with doing things online. Sometimes I find YouTube videos really inspiring and uplifting, and sometimes my Instagram feed is full of fun craft ideas and I love that. But sometimes it's full of negativity, or my YouTube homepage has loads of AI thumbnails, or I'll go on Etsy and get the ick by the amount of AI rubbish on there. I don't want this to be a video complaining about AI, but it is a reason for things changing, and these platforms all felt more stable to me a couple of years ago than they do now. Something that I would like to start doing for myself personally is to start using my subscriptions tab on YouTube more rather than viewing things on the homepage, so that I only see videos from creators I subscribe to, especially if I'm not in the mood for negative thumbnails and titles, because I see a lot of that on my general homepage. Then I can just build a catalog of creators that feel safe to me and prioritize their content. Anyway, that's a bit of a side note. I hope you know that you'll always have a safe space on my channel, and I love this art community that we all have here. So back to business, after I review my numbers, I always like to make a quick to-do list of tasks for the month ahead so that I have a bit of direction and don't forget anything important. And I'm more of a to-do list girl than a calendar girl. I've been using Artoba for the past few months, which is a planning platform made by an artist for small art businesses. And it's simple, but I really like it, and there's a lot of development happening behind the scenes, so I'll leave a link for it below if you want to get a 7-day free trial to test it out yourself. I just duplicate my list from the month before and reset it with the updated tasks for this month. So for August, I can delete this first task because I finished a picture book last month and I'm waiting to hear about the deadlines for the next one. My Patreon benefits just reset each month, and I'll be making a new version of all of these benefits so I can leave those as they are. I really like having a small list of specific things to market each month, so I'll leave this list here and I can just tick them off throughout the month to make sure that I do a little bit of marketing for each of these things. I'll also leave these general social media marketing tasks here because that's what I like to aim for throughout the month, and I'll just see where I land. And for YouTube this month, I'm planning to make 2 videos. So this monthly reset we're doing now, and then there'll be a more arty video about building my art licensing portfolio in the next couple of weeks. If you'd like to get 10% off Artober, then join using the link in my description below, and you can try it out with a 7-day free trial first to see what you think. Or join me on Patreon if you'd like to see more from my art studio. I'm gonna go and get started on my tasks for August, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!